Today, Gordon Ramsay has inspired me to dive deeper into my Polish heritage, which brings me to Pierozek in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I'm going to be getting a culinary lesson I'll never forget. I'm Gabi, and this is my next course. So I've been doing a lot of dinners lately, and one of my favorite things to do is infuse my culture, my heritage into these dinners. And growing up with a family that's predominantly Polish, Lithuanian, and Slovak, I really just want to excel at these recipes and kind of elevate them maybe a little bit beyond sort of like, you know, the recipes that my Nana, my grandparents have created. I do have this continued mentorship with Chef Ramsay, and he told me to reach out to him whenever I'm feeling a little bit stuck, and that is right now.
Sometimes you need to immerse yourself in recipes, but I find the best inspiration comes from those who know it best. You're in New York, so there's plenty of Eastern European spots. Find one and really ingrain yourself into their techniques and traditions. They'll help bring you up to speed.
I feel like that's amazing advice, and as much as I do want to riff off these recipes and make it my own and be creative, you have to honor the original, right? You have to go back to the roots. I'm in Greenpoint, Brooklyn today, also known as Little Poland, which leads me to Pierozek, which is the only Polish restaurant recognized by the Michelin Guide.
Hello!
Hi!
How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you!
Welcome to Pierozek.
Everything I'm smelling right now, I walked in and I said, it smells like home.
Yeah, we try to instill that here. Everybody loves pierogi. It's such an authentic staple in Poland, and our staff works so hard here to really bring you the most authentic handmade pierogis.
Even if this isn't your heritage, I feel like people can still walk in and feel that sense of hominess.
But the magic happens downstairs.
Ooh!
Yes.
I'm excited. Can we go see?
Yes, for sure. Let's go.
Let's go!
Okay, welcome to where the magic happens.
Oh, hello everyone!
Gabi, apron for you.
Oh my
to
gosh!
go with what we're going for here.
I love it. Okay, we're a group of ladies here.
Yeah.
This is the kitchen I want to be in.
We're gonna show you how to actually, Pierozek style, do the pierogi. So this is, obviously the flour and the dough. And we put the filling in. So this is our most popular and most traditional potato and cheese.
Okay.
And then we put it up like that.
Okay, so pinch in the middle first.
Pinch in the middle, yes.
Okay. And then just keep
Down.
pinching. Okay.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Definitely more dumpling-wise, but
yeah, it's a little bit more of a dumpling than a pierogi.
But that's the gist. It's not hard, but it's, doing them 3,000 a day.
It doesn't look like that. So
they have to have quick fingers.
Who's the fastest here? Who do you think is the fastest?
To jest najszybszy tutaj.
Yeah?
Right there, yeah?
Okay, let's see.
Let's have her show you.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna follow you at the same time and see. Fold.
Just like kind of pinch
At the
it more
top.
tighter, yeah. And it's not more of the thumb, it's more of like the fingertips.
The fingertips than the thumb.
Oh, lepiej, no nie?
Oh, yes! Okay!
I'm so happy.
All right, I got approval, good.
Oh, listen, approval from Krisha, that's a big approval.
All right.
It does take a lot of work to make them, and it's kind of like also the way to your heart. This food makes you just, I don't know, feels great.
I can absolutely understand why you would want to keep that tradition alive and share it with other people. I honestly cannot wait to taste these. Thank you so much for showing me.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję?
Yes.
Dziękuję.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, I am so excited to dig in. I feel like we should start with the pierogis. We were making them. I think I see one that I may have made down there.
Oh my gosh, well, get it now, for sure.
Well, yeah, let's start with the
potato and cheese and meat. Smacznego, we say in Polish.
Smacznego.
Like bon appetit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I love that. Oh, it's so good.
How's it tasting? The caramelized onions on top, I think, really just also add to it.
It's funny because when you think of a dumpling in general, you think of something that's really hearty, but there's something very light about these. I really want to dive into this borscht.
The borscht is fermented for 72 hours before it even gets to you.
Wow. There's so much depth of flavor. You get the beets, but then you have all those other spices and herbs that you mentioned, and it's very velvety. When I'm tasting it, I'm just getting all the beauty of a beet, beauty in the beet, and I'm also getting sort of that fermentation. You can taste it's that, I think that's what softens it. I don't want to say it's outshining the pierogis, but it is just so unique and something that I've never really tasted before.
It's one of our best sellers for sure.
Thank you so much for sharing your culture, tradition, and helping me feel more connected to that part of my own heritage. Anytime you need me, I'm happy to volunteer in the kitchen.
Be careful what you say.
I had the best day at Pierozek. Going there felt like just reconnecting with long lost relatives. And I feel now that I've seen some of these recipes firsthand and at a different level, at a Michelin-recognized level, it really inspired me to expand my own repertoire of what I understand as, Polish cuisine or Eastern European cuisine. And one dish that really stuck out to me while we were there was actually the borscht. The pierogis were definitely a hero, but the borscht, that was so interesting and unique. I decided that I want to make my own version of borscht, and I want to do something that sort of is a little bit traditional, but a little bit non-traditional as well. Not to mention too, my final dish in the finale of Next Level Chef was sort of my take on a deconstructed borscht. So instead of using traditional red beets, I want to use some golden beets. Why not have a golden borscht? Doesn't that sound majestic? But first, I'm gonna start by sauteing my aromatics. I'm going to add in some diced onion, my celery, beautiful. But something that I think is a little bit more fun and interesting and maybe not traditional is some fennel. Rather than some of those more hearty and deep flavors, I really want this to be just something really bright and lively. And my cabbage. I want all of these veggies to be, about at the size where they're gonna fit on a spoon. So there are some longer pieces, but they're gonna melt down a little bit. I'm gonna add salt as well, and that's gonna help bring out some of the moisture and help it sweat down a little bit more quickly as well. So while that's going, I'm going to start by peeling my beets and shredding them. So I have my beet here, and I'm gonna leave this on, just this little knob of a top, because it's actually gonna help me as I'm grating the beets. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start peeling this. I just feel like this color is so beautiful. I really do love a red beet, but if I'm having the soupy a little bit on the lighter side, I think the golden is really nice. And just start grating my beets. I am turning red because this is a workout and I'm very much focusing. Great, so look at that. Now, you just pick it up and put it in my pot. But I'm gonna leave it on top there because I don't want it to really cook at all. The beets, I want to preserve as much of that color as possible, so that's just gonna kind of stick on top. And then it's time for me to dice my potatoes, which I'm gonna just make them a really small dice. I don't want them to be too abrasive. I just want them to be a nice little note of potato. They're just there to be supporting friends. They don't want to outshine their friends, the beets. I like using the red skin potatoes because we don't have a ton of other color, and it's a little bit of a sturdier potato, so it's not going to disintegrate into the soup straight from the cutting board into the pot. And now, without further ado, I'm going to add in my stock. And you can use whatever stock you want, but I really love making stock from scratch. It honestly adds a lot of depth of flavor, and then you can really control the amount of salinity that you have going into your borscht. Things that I really love about borscht is that it has this sort of sweetness to it and a little bit of a sourness to it. So the way I like to do that is by adding in honey. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in just a nice hefty squeeze of honey. And then I'm gonna add in a glug of champagne wine vinegar. You can use whatever kind of vinegar, but stick to the sweeter vinegars. I'd say just something that's not quite so heavy that's going to overpower the taste. Let me just give this a taste. And you can see it already has that beautiful yellow color. That's really nice. So I really love to make any type of soup or stew in bulk. So make sure that you're using a nice large stock pot, because then that way it's easy to make a lot without having it spill over when you're making a recipe like this. And I'm just gonna let this come up to a simmer. Okay, so while this is coming up to temperature, what I'm gonna do is get my cucumbers and my dill. I feel like dill is an incredibly classic topping for borscht, but cucumbers is kind of my own fun take on it. Rather than chopping up or dicing these cucumbers, what I'm gonna do is actually just make these really nice ribbons. It's just gonna go really beautifully in the middle of this bowl. And then I have my beautiful dill. I love dill so much because it's refreshing, it's grassy and it's vibrant and just, it's really pretty. And I'm gonna just pick off the ends, the fronds here. I'm gonna just give them a very rough chop. If you are having this borscht, to me, the best time to eat this isn't today, isn't when it's hot. I feel like your best bet is when it's actually a little chilled the next day. I mean, it's not far off from a gazpacho. Maybe instead of all flocking to gazpacho this summer, maybe we actually eat some chilled borscht. That's my goal. I wanna make chilled borscht cool. As you can see here, as this is starting to simmer, I have a little bit of a foam on this, so I'm gonna use a ladle, just kind of scrape off this top foam layer. It's just gonna help make this borscht have a bit more of a clarity to it and take out some of maybe the muddiness in the color. All right, so my borscht is ready and I am really excited to get this into a bowl and give it a taste. This is just such a nice light soup that, you don't need a lot of it. So you can get as much or as little veggie as you want. Love that color. Looks so good. You know what? I'm gonna start with a dollop of sour cream because I just feel like it's gonna be really good. Goes right in, and then some nice cucumber ribbon. And then add in my dill. If you went a little too crazy with the dill. I feel like this looks so nice, so comforting. Okay, before I taste, I need to take a picture for Chef Ramsay. Great. Okay, I'm really excited to dive into this. Get a little bit of everything, a little bit of that cucumber, that nice dill. Sweet, sour, savory, earthy. The beet is the star, and the dill just really makes that beet pop. So, to anyone who's a doubter of borscht, let's get it trending. All right, let's get #borscht trending. I wanna go ahead and write down this recipe while it's fresh, and I'll see you next time.